Hey guys, check us out on this week's episode of Another Round where we interview Greg Mattacola and talk about some speeding tickets, some community service, St. Bonnie's, Ithaca, Joe Buck, and a couple other fun local topics as well. But check us out. And if you need more information, check out the chapters below so you can skip around and listen to what we have to say. Here we go.
With a clean record, what would you have considered a win out of that when we pled not guilty and then...
Opening door unsafely.
Are you shitting me? That's exactly what I got. And I said...
Maybe he is good.
I said, wait, is that better or worse? That sounds more dangerous.
Cheers, thanks for coming.
Gentlemen, thank you for having me.
Oh, Bradley?
Oh. Cheers.
I'm going to reach.
Oh,
All right.
That's a good
Look
start.
at that.
That's it.
And on company time, Greg. I can't believe you
I
came
know.
over during the day. That was weird.
Does this count for you?
It is 10 a.m., right? In the middle of it.
Yeah. There's no timestamps. on these
Opening
videos.
bell just came.
Well, hey,
well,
thanks
I-
for having me.
Yeah, I'm glad you made you trust us. I think maybe that's the to be a first between him and I. I can't tell you how this is going to go or what we're going to talk about or if you're going to have a job after this.
Well, at least, A, I'm not in between the two of you, and B, I'm closest to the exit. So both those things comfort me.
Smart man.
And, of course, yeah, I'm happy to come.
So-
I'm all for new creative efforts, and I think this is a fun little endeavor that you're
Thank you.
embarking upon.
Thanks. We'll try to get past episode 1 and keep it going, but
That's
we're
right.
off to a good start.
Yeah.
So,
There's cocktails. We're together.
yeah. We could just sit here and just have the clinky clink, and that's just the soothing, put you to sleep future podcast.
That's the sound.
That's all you need. That's all you need.
I'm out.
All right. First one hit their mic is out, and Brad, you're gone.
All right. What I think we should do is I think, Greg, what the hell do you do? And where you work, and I think we got to give you some credit for taking your risk and doing a little pitch of what you do here. So if you had an elevator pitch,
Well, nobody wants to hear
what would
that,
it be?
but
What would it be?
I'll
A little background.
All right, sure. I am a senior financial advisor at Strategic Financial Services. Our main office is in Utica. However, we opened up offices in Rome a little over a year ago. Firm's been in business for over 40 years. I've been there 5.5 years. Prior to that, I practiced law for 20 years, made the switch to finance. So now we help people with all things financial planning and investments. Try to coordinate their lives, all things financial and otherwise, from soup to nuts. So that's really what I do day in and day out.
All right. So because of the current events, people panicking for you or not really?
Are people nervous? Yeah, some are. Most understand that these are little blips in a very long range
Is it social media driven?
plan. It's fear driven.
Is that
Yeah, and some of that's social media. Some of it's, whatever newscast they have on at the time, whatever clickbait they happen to see 5 seconds ago. A lot of times we get older clients who have, I have a nephew and he knows the market, and the nephew fills the older client with a lot of nervousness and fear. And, I don't think they intend to, cause havoc, but people get nervous. So it's our job just to remind them that it is a long view. This isn't a short view.
I was going to ask about how many of those calls you get. Hey, my son just told me this. Is he right or wrong? Or is it more like a long-winded, like there's this, or is it like literally just say, hey, my son who took Finance 101 just told me that I need to get cash.
We get some of that. We do get some, not a lot. Thankfully, our most of our clients have been with us a long time. They trust us. We've done right by them over the years. We haven't, we tell them the truth, and we don't, we don't promise unrealistic things. I always tell folks, if you're looking for, Wall Street or the Wolf of Wall Street or some kind of hedge fund that you saw on the show Billions, that is not us. We are as boring as you can possibly be when it comes to investments. It is strictly evidence-based. It is about finding quality assets, good value assets, long-term diversified portfolios, achieving meaningful growth over a meaningful sample size. We don't try to market time. It's not day trading. We have to endure the flavor of the day all the time. We have to kind of grit our teeth and bear it. Like a year or so ago, it was the meme stocks, and we were getting lots of calls from young people about that. It was Bitcoin,
Dogecoin.
Oh, yeah.
That was my next question. Speaking of boring,
GameStop. We get a lot of that. And we tell folks, depending on what they're asking about, whether or not we think it's got evidence and enough research behind it. And if it doesn't, it's not anything that we jump into. So it's very...
So you're not getting your 50% off a pink slip then? That's what you're telling me.
The pink slips. The pink slips.
That's about all I know.
Dropping pink slips on.
Got my 5 cent.
Yeah, trade. It is long view, long game, quality assets diversified over a number of sectors in accordance with people's risk tolerance. How does that just put you to sleep?
I mean,
it should. It should put you to sleep.
That's kind of your goal, right?
That's the goal.
Go with the flavor of the day, right?
It's not the flavor of the day. It's tried. It's tried and true. We don't. We're not trying to pick the 50-1 long shot at Pimlico. Like that's not our goal.
I gotta look that up later.
That sounds fun.
I know. I gotta look that up later.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
And listen, that's plenty of fun. And
Right.
we have a.
So you
love,
got me interested. You woke me up there. That's good.
Yeah, we have a love for horses and that side of life in common. I grew up at Vernon Downs. That was my dad's favorite place in the world to go. I feel like darn near every weekend of my childhood at Vernon Downs, but it's and it was a lot of fun. But it's not how you pick. It's not how you invest your financial.
Pretty
future.
reasonable arcade there too.
Was a good arcade,
Right?
Legit coins there.
I feel like it wasn't as lonely as it is now. Feeling over there.
I feel the Vernon Downs when I was, call it 8 through, I don't know, 12, 13, like when I would go with my dad, probably earlier than 8. I would say 5, 6.
You had a strong upbringing.
Yeah, no, it was solid. That place seemed like Las Vegas to me. Like I felt like it was hopping and busy and bustling, and on very special occasions you went up into the grandstand and had a meal. But mainly you were down in the trenches and running around in the, in the pavement area there. Hopefully,
There's a lot of pavement
Yeah.
there in that place.
yeah. Hopefully you got an ice cream
Right.
or popcorn, but mainly you're just running around with other kids, looking at, picking up tickets, bringing them to your dad. Is this a winner?
Is this a winner? I'm pretty sure. You're right. I tried that strategy too.
There was a 2 in there somewhere.
Yeah.
I think this is a winner.
Yeah, but I mean, to me, it was the greatest place in the world. And he would bring, it was bring folding chairs, set up remember those lawn chairs with the the crisscross material that if you wore them with shorts on, it would literally
the waffle
tattoo you. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, we had those. Like that's what we would
This is
bring.
going to turn into guess your age at
Yeah.
the end of the podcast.
This is nice because I have 3 children. I taught them all how to play craps by the age of 6. I told my wife it was math I was teaching them, but craps, ship captain, and crew. You got to learn all those bar games just so you can get around in life. I feel like they're bigger lessons learned.
100%. And
Okay,
I
good.
learned how to read a program. I mean,
Very important.
he knew how to handicap horses. I learned how to read a program. He would sit and show me what it all meant. I wish I retained more of it.
That's a good. You know what? We should do that for guests on here. Just hand them a program when they
And
sit down and say,
say,
who's going to win this race?
Yeah.
Then we know
Ooh.
where they stand in life.
Oh, okay.
If they were brought up correctly.
Yeah.
I got to say, it was a late bloomer for me though. I wasn't around the track. You know,
I got a few years on you.
I've done some. I mean, you've caught me up a little bit. I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing. Wife has to figure that one out. But
Yeah.
My dad owned
Yeah.
like the whisker of a tail
Yeah.
of one horse.
You get a piece.
oh, okay,
And
you got to have some action.
when I tell you, and it was just enough to get him, into the stables. He would help out with the horse, and
What was the name?
Calhoun. That was the name of the horse, and he
I don't know off the top of my head
I
from
know.
81.
Yeah, you're talking. This would have been circa 78, 79.
All right. That's close.
And he won. I have pictures of me as a little, ankle biter in the winner's circle with Calhoun. So I don't know. Maybe he owned 3 whiskers, enough to get us in the picture.
Mhm.
Yeah.
But it was pretty awesome. I mean, it was a fun place to spend time as a kid, and you definitely learned a lot. You would see the guys that you didn't want to be.
Right.
Too.
Well, I was going to ask.
You can pick that up
You
on
could
that
pick
as well.
that up.
Sure.
100%. Yeah.
Well, is it because you're a financial advisor and are really smart where you're not going anymore, or is that what's the play there?
Oh, I still have to go.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
for sure. It's still a fun place to go.
I've sucked him into quick draw before too.
Yeah.
He did tell me this.
Good
This
bouncy
is
ball
probably
game.
a poor choice.
Yeah, good bouncy
It
ball.
is
But-
not. It's listen. We tell people it's a perfect segue, right? Because
Yeah.
that's what we told folks about GameStop. What was the other one? AMC.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Like you can buy it. Same with crypto. You can buy it. Treat it no differently than the $1,000 you allow yourself when you go to Vegas. Treat it no differently than the $100 you allow yourself when you go to Turning Stone.
Mm-hmm.
It is not investing. It is gambling, right? So
Entertainment.
it's entertainment.
Yeah.
So there's certainly nothing wrong with going to the track and having some good old-fashioned entertainment. It's not an investment.
Right.
Once in a while you hit one, and it's a great feeling.
Sure.
Right?
Would you throw strip clubs in that category?
That is a.
I mean, it's entertainment.
I guess it's tough to win.
That is. I mean, is that the gray area? It's always gray area.
Just trying to,
And
Kinda
it
like
takes
the
a left
Xenon.
turn.
To be expected.
I'll have another one.
And this is when Lauren Cup just shut it off.
Oh, we got our first phone-in guest.
Oh
I
yeah.
recognize that number.
Waiting to find out how long it takes the wives to realize that our phones are connected to the podcast system here. Oh crap! She's calling again.
no.
Yeah, there's been some controversy about people's phone capabilities and whether they can be gotten a hold of versus their wife's phone. Recently, I feel like where was that? Oh, it was when somebody was on vacation and he allegedly had no service.
All right.
Oh.
Okay. Now the phone bill has come in, and I was right.
Oh.
Didn't have service. We're roaming, and I didn't do the international thing. I just figured it's nice to be off the grid in Eleuthera, Bahamas, which there are more people in this
Oh, okay, yeah, I
podcast
know where this
room
is
than
going.
on
Okay.
this island.
Yeah.
So I kind of tell everyone it's going to be tough to get a hold of me. The house apparently has internet, but of course we get there. It's like, AOL dial up.
And he sold it well. I was not getting any responses this whole time. He was on what island were you on again?
Eleuthera.
Eleuthera.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Just
sorry.
sounds nice.
So meanwhile, we have a meeting or there needs to be a Zoom, and I have to go over to this hotel that's down the road and
Happen to be at a bar.
hide at their pool and pretend I'm a guest. I'm like, wow, this is dedication. I should get credit for it. Meanwhile, my wife is just texting everyone away.
Including my wife. When I'm like, Wes
Yeah.
hasn't responded to me in like 3 days, and ding, 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 Lauren Cup.
Well, the phone bill came in.
Couple zeros.
I think we
You
might have
didn't
set
get
a record.
You didn't get the international plan before you went? You didn't get
We
the,
should put on airplane mode, then just use the Wi-Fi with the iPhone, and then that's all we do. And that works. But we had no Wi-Fi.
Only when you participate in that same
Oh, you
game
gotta.
plan.
Yeah, you have to call
She
ahead.
did not participate in this game plan.
I got one time a message while I was sitting at work, on my cell phone, you have just entered into Canadian cellular space. International rates now apply.
While you're sitting.
While I was sitting at work in Utica.
Okay.
So at the time, I had 2 other people on my phone. One, my son, who was a freshman in college, and the other one who was a junior in high school.
I'm gonna my money's on the freshman.
I dropped the junior off at school that day, so I was pretty sure that he wasn't in Canada. I call the other one, and he answers, "Hey, Dad. Hey, how are you? Great. We're on our way to Toronto for our fraternity formal.
On the way."
I'm like, meaning where? Well, we just crossed into Canada, and we got about another hour to Toronto. Oh, okay. Well, here's just a couple pointers. When you leave the country when you're 18 years old, like, probably a good idea to tell me.
Not a terrible
ahead
idea.
Of time.
Right.
Yeah.
Second, you are now in like triple time expense cell phone area. I goes, oh yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, I've been watching the tournament games on my phone in the back seat.
Oh, good.
Oh no.
Oh, good.
Streaming
I'm
a
like,
gig.
okay, that was about $1,000 basketball game. I could have gone to the Final Four.
Right.
I said, we need to. I'll call AT&T. I'm like, let me know when you get to Toronto. So yeah,
At least he
this is what
fessed up right away, though.
I
man.
mean,
I
he
thought the
could
story was
have
going to
gone-
go.
he
Yeah,
could have
I'm
gone in so many
studying.
different
I'm
directions.
just studying away here, Dad. What's going on?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm in the library.
Yeah.
This is what you guys have to look forward to when they get to. They just start, taking road trips without telling you.
So what kind of damage was it from that texting for a week or 10 days?
No, it wasn't terrible. It was only like quadruple the normal bill.
Only quadruple? That's
I mean,
a good time.
That's pretty good.
she was pretty proud of herself. I think there was some comment that it's not even one of your bar bills or something, and then I really couldn't come back from that, so I just
Oh, that was a good move.
I just moonwalked
well
out of there.
played, Lauren.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
Oh,
she's sharp.
she is sharp. Hamilton girls.
Yeah, you gotta watch them.
Gotta watch them.
They're too quick.
yeah. She is every bit your match and then some.
And some.
Oh, that's great.
All right, big question for Greg, which I'm sure is at the tip of your tongue when you're thinking about this chat. The switch from law to finance.
Oh, yeah, yes.
I mean, that's a question
I mean, I went.
everyone has on their mind here.
Are you still? Can you still practice?
I can.
As a lawyer. Okay.
I can.
Okay.
Still
So
have a-
you're
Good
duly-
to know. Good to know.
Oh Lord.
We still need counsel for this podcast.
Yeah.
We really do. And my father-in-law was really sick of me. So, Greg, is there a third phone for that?
Yeah, there will be a third phone. for
Okay.
that. Yeah, that's the bat phone. I went to the track, and I said, if that one wins, I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. And
Sounds good as idea as any.
that one goes to the glue factory, and that one equals finance. No, it was never intentional. I mean, I always had a interest in the subject matter. I always followed it in my own, kind of personal life. Did a lot of, ran my own business, so obviously was involved in that aspect of finance and budgeting and cost analysis and everything that goes along with that. I was in-house at Rome Hospital for a number of years and oversaw some departments and got very involved in their budget and finance process, but obviously that's not the market. And then I just happened to have some clients in common with Strategic, and I liked their business model. I liked their responsiveness, their thoroughness. Everything I saw about them kind of meshed with how I had always tried to practice law. And we just got talking one day, and their owner, mentioned, "Hey, we're always looking for new talent. Would you ever consider a career switch?" So at that point, I've been practicing 20 years and thought, you know what? It's might be nice to do something different. I like new challenges. And we'll see if I can give this a go. If I don't like it, if I'm not any, had no idea if I was going to be any good at it, if I was going to like it. I could always go back to practicing. There's really,
I'm sure there's got to be some great synergies there, though, too.
100%.
That's got to be a very attractive portfolio or resume, I guess, builder if you wanted to do whatever you wanted. That's kind of.
It is amazing how similar they are. It is. I don't feel a whole lot different in my day-to-day these days than when I was practicing, with some subtle differences, right? The subject matter is different. You get to be more proactive. In the law, it's a lot of reaction. Somebody did this to me. What do I do? I did this and I'm in trouble. What do I do? Whatever the scenario might be. Here, it's you're proactively trying to get people from A to Z, and trying to push them and kind of take their hand and
Take their hand
Number
and punch,
two.
and punch a microphone.
Mike incident.
Tally.
It is a little, these mics are.
Yeah,
They're
They're substantial.
They're there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's subtle differences, but at the core of it, it's client service. It's taking care of people. It's being good to people. Trying to get them, trying to get them and help them to achieve their goals. So all those things are so similar. I was talking to Wes beforehand. We were talking about responsiveness, and that's something that drives me nutty. And, the first boss I ever had when I was practicing in Buffalo right out of law school told me the best marketing, client development, client retention tool you'll ever get, and it's free, is return everybody's call by the end of the day. You do that, you will never lack for work. You won't lose clients. The trust and confidence people will have in you is, will be tenfold. And I've never forgotten it. I've always followed it. And it 100% translates to this business. You get back to people, you tell them the truth. Sometimes the truth is not what they want to hear. You could be in the middle of the worst volatility in the world, and they want you to tell them it's going to bounce back tomorrow. It might not bounce back tomorrow. You have to, you can't tell them fantasy. So all those things are very much in common with both professions. So it's been fun. I've enjoyed it.
Is there anything on the horizon, or you've kind of found it, like the financial side, I guess, not strategic in general. I'm just saying finance in general is.
I don't know. In 20 more, let's see. I've been doing this 5. So when I'm
Got the chapters lined up.
when I'm
symmetrically
70, I'll switch careers again for another 20 years. I gotta,
Well, here's a
I'm
career
not going anywhere.
I think at least you sound great at. Joe Buck, he sounds just like Joe Buck to me, the baseball. I guess he does a lot of sports now, announcer.
Yeah.
Can you give us can you pretend it's a baseball game, and then maybe when we edit this, we can put it side by side and see if I'm full of shit or not?
I wish we had a script. Yeah.
I wish
right
I
on.
had a. I wish.
Can you give me it's 2 outs, bottom of the 9th?
First of all,
just come up with something. We need something side
I
by
think
side.
he's the
here.
greatest. I think he's the one. Maybe not. If
He's
you're not going to
good.
call him the greatest, I would call him one of the top. I'd say top 5. He, at least my personal favorites. I think Joe Buck is fantastic. Some people are just morally opposed to him. Like they
A lot of
get
people-
angry
They
about him.
do. He gets a lot of flack. I don't know why.
I don't understand why. I think he's fantastic.
Is that why they start hiring players now more often? Is that more legitimate these days? Is that
Is it
Well,
because his dad did it? They don't
Well,
like
that's
him?
I
or
don't
what?
know.
That
That's
could
like,
be. I mean,
It's not his fault.
No, he still calls it a good game.
Now, he did golf for Fox for a U.S. Open or 2, and that was a little shaky, but that's not his power.
that's
alley.
not his power alley. No.
And you really got to rely on a lot of color. Well, I guess there's a lot of slow time in baseball too.
The playbook for it
know.
has always been, the broadcast professional doing the play-by-play,
Mhm.
and the athlete doing the color commentary. Right, you see that in
Mhm,
football all the time. is it Jim? It's Jim Nance and Tony Romo, and I think Tony Romo should be taken out back and put out of his misery. I think he's the worst broadcaster in
He
history.
kind of started off hot because he predicted a few plays his first couple, and it was a little refreshing because he kind of went out on a limb. And watch out for that. But now he kind of guesses every play, and then he just says the same thing over and over, and it's a little bit like,
if you ever
why
listen,
is this guy still here?
Yeah, and
Kind of like his football career.
it's funny.
Started off hot, and then he kind of like
But that's all you. That's when you need
regress
it, though.
the mean quickly.
That's how you get into. You just have to time your best years around the recruiting, and that you. I mean, you could be great, and then it comes up to the recruiting years, and you shit the bed. And
if you listen to him carefully during his broadcast, because this year he got a lot. He drew the card for a lot of Bills games, and he just tails off. He starts talking, and it'll be like some gibberish at the end, and like he'll never finish a sentence.
This is Tony.
Yeah.
Romo, yeah.
And I would get lividly mad. Like, listen, I got to a point where I would turn down the volume and find a different audio for the game. I feel just not good at all.
And I feel like the Joe Buck, it's the cadence too. I really feel like the Joe Buck voice is close here. Are you buying this? At all?
no, I didn't even make the connection until you just said it right there.
It's like
But
the greatest
now I just can't get
compliment
it.
you could give me. I don't think I've ever been given a nicer compliment than that.
Should we have halftime first? Because
I'm excited about halftime.
all right, here's halftime. It's just to refill the drinks, but I feel like that
I
should
love
be
that.
some
Can
type of
we got some fresh ice.
tradition.
You need fresh ice? Are you good?
Your NFL Fox broadcast will be back in 5 minutes, but before that, we bring to you your commercially televised intermission, sponsored by Basil, Hayden, and Bullet Bourbon. Not to mention some rum stuff over there.
That's great.
All right, let's get some ice flowing this way.
All right,
How do we do
ice.
this?
Yeah, I'll get some ice. You guys keep chit chatting.
All right.
Awaiting the kickoff.
You
Yeah, this
went
cliffhanger
to
has been-
school for
and
this.
it ended there.
Yeah, that's a loose.
You went to school.
a-
We're just shocked you're educated. I'm not just kidding.
That's right. You went to school?
That's unbelievable. You got past 6th grade?
You graduated?
There's our thumbnail. He went to school? Question mark. YouTube thumbnail. Got it.
That's perfect. That is perfect.
Tell us more. Tell us more.
Yeah, no, that's how I started out, was communications and broadcast. When I was looking for colleges, I wanted to be a journalist. That's all I wanted to be. And
He's been holding out this whole
Yeah.
time.
Oh, my God.
yeah, and went and visited Ithaca.
Mm-hmm.
Fell in love with it. Could not have been more enthralled with going there. Their communication school, campus itself, all of it. They had a crew team. I wanted to do that in college. I thought that would have been a fun sport to try. I certainly wasn't going to continue playing football at 5'6", 160 pounds at the time. I didn't think any colleges would appreciate that.
Did you have a good leg by chance?
Yeah,
That's
no.
about your only
No,
chance.
There's nothing over
Couldn't kick for shit.
Okay.
Okay. There.
So that's out.
Yeah,
All right,
so
football's
I thought,
out.
Yeah, I thought crew might be fun, right?
Yeah.
So Ithaca, I love the campus. Their journalism program is amazing, and it's tough to get accepted right into their journalism school. At least it was at the time, and I did. I got accepted into the journalism school, not just as a general student. So was thrilled,
Mhm.
and then they sent the acceptance and said, welcome to Ithaca. This is what your financial packages, and they gave zero financial assistance. And St. Bonaventure, who also had a good communications program, no crew team, in the middle of nowhere, gave a beautiful financial aid package. And my father had passed away by that point. So it was just my mom sat me down and said, looks like you're going to St. Bonaventure.
Well, that's how I ended up at Fisher too. So I was committing to Ithaca
See
for their journalism school.
Yeah.
Ithaca
I was
Bombers.
gonna play, try to play baseball there. I was set on Ithaca. Got a letter in the mail from St. John Fisher College, now university, saying that they're gonna give me a year free, and I one, it said for your educational and community service, and all. I was like, oh, this isn't
It was
the right
court
person.
ordered community service. I didn't know that counted.
We'll come back to that. So I was committed to Ithaca, and then I ended up going to Fisher because you're right. They just gave me more money.
Way more.
Ithaca, there was nothing coming out of it.
And my oldest brother, Johnny, went to Ithaca. Probably
nothing
same
against
neck of
Ithaca.
the
What
woods.
years was Johnny?
He's 8 years older, so he is 51.
We would have been classmates at Ithaca.
Wow.
Had fate gone a different route.
And how this all comes together. He only went to Ithaca because my dad had a hot horse at the time.
Amazing.
And paid for his tuition.
No, seriously?
Honest to God.
No way.
Teeth of the dog, yeah. He had a hot horse?
Teeth of the
That was the
dog.
name of the horse?
Yeah,
That's awesome.
That'd be an
That's so
amazing grunge band name.
it really would. Yeah.
Colin Inches is better. But
Funny how it comes at the horse racing and then
It's
Ithaca
all
College.
intertwined.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's-
Yeah, so I ended up at St. Bonaventure, but I did
Bonnies.
enroll in their communications program and went right down and signed up for the school paper. Always loved to write, still do. And first time being at the paper, they were doling out, they were asking what people wanted to do and what their interest was, et cetera, et cetera. And I'm like, well, sports. I want to write sports. I want to be a sports reporter when I graduate, either print or broadcast. And the senior who assigned me intramural basketball, that was my beat.
Oof.
Ooh.
Intramural basketball.
Is that hazing? Is that considered hazing to
It
make you
probably
do
should have been.
that? That is bad. Wow,
It
that's-
happens.
That's rude.
Let me just tell you. Well, first of all, I'm going to tell you who it was. It was Adrian Wojnarowski, who was
yeah.
the ESPN
Yes,
NBA basketball guru. He was a
Wow.
senior when I was a freshman. Wojnarowski? I'm probably mispronouncing his name. Woj.
Woj. That's how I know him.
Yeah, and
We're
he was the
boys.
one who assigned me intramural basketball. And I would literally, I didn't just blow that off. Like, that's the nerd that I am.
You went and did the best you could?
I literally went down to the rec courts and sat there and watched intramural basketball. And at the end of the game, would interview people. And you could have knocked them over with a feather that somebody was actually writing things down that they said about the game that they just played.
Did they think you were busting their chops?
I think they thought it was a prank. And then literally they printed the articles and there would be quotes from these guys about
Yeah.
their game and I would get bylines and I still thought it was the most amazing
That's
thing
cool.
in the world.
Well, if you
Yeah.
cover IM
That's so cool,
basketball,
though.
there's a good chance a fight would break out. Did you
Yeah.
get any good stories? Was there ever
the
a
only
fight?
the only
'Cause
thing
I
that
feel like every game I
I
played
know
in
there's so many
IM,
action.
there was a lot of.
The only-
Everyone's half.
Is that
half
one
in the
guy
bag.
throwing off the
Oh
backboard,
yeah,
trying
everyone's
to still
half
stew?
trashed,
Yeah.
and you're playing, and it gets ugly. Yeah.
the only thing that I remember was we had a player and on the men's team, the Division I team named Harry, and I can't remember his last name.
Styles.
No.
Quick no.
Wasn't there's no watermelon sugar.
Nice reference. That's good.
It's pretty good for an old guy.
Yeah,
Really
I
good.
know.
That was really good.
I'm impressed.
Yeah. But he was like super athletic, super fast, lanky, long. And for whatever reason, he was maybe he was redshirted. I think he was. And he was out there playing intramural hoops. And he was just completely mocking and having his way with people. Like somebody would drive and he would just come out of nowhere and bat it, 20 feet into the stands. And somebody would try to guard him and he would just giggle and put one move on and they'd be, picking up their laundry. So it was fun to watch him just toy with everybody. But that's like literally the only thing I really remember out of it, other than Woj assigning me intramural basketball.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did you have him sign it? You should track him down.
Who knew?
I know.
To me, he was just some jerk senior who was some nerd.
Could you tell he had? Did he have talent, or did he just know people, get connected? Like, how did he
What
make
would
his
I
way
have
out?
known? I mean, I was just this kid that just showed up.
I guess
at the
he's
paper.
a senior, you're a freshman.
Yeah.
You don't really.
Yeah, I mean, I read his articles. I'm like, oh wow, that's good. I mean, how would I know?
Good
these-
on you, though. I mean,
Yeah.
to do that because you going to Ithaca, they good sports program,
Yeah,
really good D3 sports program there, and You still did it. Look at you.
But I didn't stick with communications. I switched
Yeah,
out.
but look at you now. You're killing it.
I transferred out
You're
of that
communicating
major.
right now.
I am.
Though
Look at all this.
So the Bonnies, I think of the Bonnies, I think of the worst colors of all time for any
most horrible school colors
Isn't
in
it
the
like-
history of school colors.
Not
diarrhea brown and
Yeah.
Oh.
And like sometimes yellow, sometimes white, depends on
By the
what
way,
version.
really hard to reproduce in print.
Horrible.
It's not good.
It's horrible. And
thanks for bringing that up. I know everyone's really bothered by that.
when I went there, I'm pretty sure I'm still allowed to say it because it's history. We were the Brown Indians. That was the nickname.
Oh,
Oh.
I thought you were just the Bonnies. Or is
The
that a
Bonnies
slang?
was like a slang secondary.
Oh, okay.
I didn't
name,
know there was
like the
official.
official school mascot. The official school name was the Brown Indians, and center court was an Indian headdress in the court. We had a Brown Indian mascot who ran around. You had to go try out to be
Brown Indians.
Yeah,
That one isn't
the
good.
Brown Indians, and they officially changed to the Bonnies, like made Bonnies their official nickname. I don't know, maybe 15, 20 years ago.
Oh,
But they were the Brown Indians when I went there.
really?
Yeah.
That's
So-
one.
so-
Open a W count.
Just to circle back to something you hinted to earlier. So that means a labor lawyer tried to get me out of a speeding ticket for community service?
Oh, by that point, I was far more than a labor lawyer.
Well-rounded.
50 hours of community service this asshole made me do.
What are you doing?
Did you get anything on your
400
record?
miles per
No,
hour
no,
and 30?
And it wasn't
No,
50.
yeah.
50 hours. What a terrible lawyer
That's
you had.
that's
it was 50.
that's
It was
some-
50 hours.
There's no way
It was 50.
50 hours.
if-
I'd rather pay the fine.
Either that or my parents did a great job
Yeah,
getting
your
me to
parents
do
bamboozled you.
50 hours.
Yeah,
Greg, do you have the record still somewhere?
be unheard. That would have been unheard of. There was no. You were
It
going
was-
like
it was-
110 though in
No.
Grandma's Beamer.
It was 86 and a 55. Let's clear the record.
Grandma's Beamer.
Let's clear the record. It's 86 and a 55. In an
86.
Yeah, I had this.
Was there a honey in your car?
No, I had two.
That's
I-
even worse
I
then.
had two other guys.
At least there's a.
We were going down Woods Valley, and there was an F-150 that was going like 40 or 45.
So you had to take it to the hole and pass them.
So I go and that thing's like a straightaway forever. I pass him in a BMW.
Mm.
Go, it doesn't feel like you're going anywhere.
Is
Guy
that-
was keeping up with me
is that
for a
what you told
while.
the officer I didn't know I was going so fast.
No, I didn't tell. I never tell him the speed. But I passed the guy and then didn't. I was just cruising, and the sheriff. It was a sheriff. Sheriff goes by. He's like, I pulled you over. I was like, I don't know, actually. I had no idea how fast I was going. That was probably not the best.
Didn't want to
thing.
muster a guess. You never get a
but
prize
but
anyway.
the thing that he said, he's like, you sped up after you saw me. I was like, oh, I'm not that bad. I mean,
Jeez, you're
so I
trying
mean,
to
I was
outrun him?
I was not going to run from the guy, but he said, he sped up when I saw him. I was like, I didn't see you. It was a bright sunny day. I don't know. I was just cruising along, talking to the guys. And in those cars, it doesn't feel like you're going fast. I'm used to, shaking down the road or something. But
In a
yeah,
Pinto,
so I
maybe?
go. I didn't know it was you. It took you mentioned it when we were talking. I don't know if it was at DiMattio's or something. That I was like, oh my god, that was Greg.
It was.
So you're claiming 50 hours of
Yeah,
community
I'm
service?
almost positive.
Greg,
it's
does this
50
make sense
hours.
at all?
It
to you?
doesn't. 50
It
hours.
felt like 50
it doesn't.
hours.
Yeah, there's no. I'm going to say there's little to no chance that there was 50 hours of community service involved. All I remember is that. But listen, I don't know. During the course of 20 years, I did a
Maybe.
1,000 traffic violations, so I can't say that I can't tell you for sure, but it doesn't sound right.
All right, so if you get those 50 hours,
But the
is
best,
it advisable to put that on a resume and hope that you don't ask volunteer work? Like if you did Habitat for Humanity.
100%.
Can you throw that on there?
Oh, yeah.
Were you paid?
No.
Did you do the work?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right then.
All right, it counts.
The best was that I was in Rotary with his grandma,
Yeah.
and she came to me and she goes, "Greg, you're just getting started, right? And your practice in Rome? Yeah, Shirley. I go, it's going pretty well. Hung out a shingle, started from scratch. It's really been going pretty well. Would you be able to help my grandson? It's not his fault. That car." She goes,
Oh, it's not
literally,
his fault.
this is, I swear.
I thought he was like, he might be a bad egg.
No, exact words. She goes, that car, it's so easy to go fast. fast. It's so easy to go fast.
She has every single police officer in Rome, New York knew her. She had a lead foot, but who could give her a ticket?
How can you give Shirley a ticket?
No way.
Amazing.
No.
Now, Brad,
Yeah.
I'd give you 2.
Yes. I don't even know how old it was. 17 maybe.
Yeah,
It was
you were
17
you were
or-
in high school.
Yeah.
And I think we did it so that you didn't even have to go to court. We didn't show up. We did go to court.
No, we
together.
did.
We did go to
Yeah,
court.
I did. I did the class, so you get your insurance credit and you get the 4 points off.
Yeah.
We went to Westernville Court.
Yeah. We did.
We went to Westernville Court. Show up in my tie.
So you had to appear with Greg?
That's
Here
right.
with Greg.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
That's actually coming back now. He
Wish
showed
we
up
had a
with
photo of
50
that.
hours.
I
It
wish we had a
was
photo
50
of that
hours.
to show.
It was definitely not 50 hours.
Yeah. So I mean, Greg.
You should have got a
with
better
Dad and
attorney.
Greg and-
50 hours.
Oh man.
There's nothing on his record,
Yeah.
right?
Well, technically, he's only had to get me out of 4 points, but oh well.
All right, let me ask you a professional.
0% chance that it was 50 hours.
Here's a question for you. Professional opinion.
Yeah.
I got a ticket for.
Coming out.
All right, there's a V in the road, and I'm going right, and I got pulled over for not putting my turn signal on to continue to the right side.
I'm going to say
With a clean record, what would you have considered a win out of that? When we pled not guilty, and then
opening door unsafely.
Are you shitting me?
I,
That's exactly what I got, and I said,
Maybe he is good.
I said, wait, is that better or worse? That sounds more dangerous.
no, it's better. That's like that
Look,
was
is that a classic?
yeah, that's
good.
the classic
That is
plea
perfect.
that you asked for.
Because
Oh,
my
man.
mother-in-law did it. I'm like, Allison, I don't know if that's any better. Are you sure?
No, it's way better.
It's way better because it's not moving or something.
Not
Is that the
moving.
idea?
It's literally like if you were parked. and
No
opened
community
your door.
service.
Yeah.
Nor did you.
That's great that he nailed that, though.
You
That's
nailed
really-
that.
That was
Yeah.
really good.
I still remember my old days. I spent a lot of time in night court. I spent a lot. There was
Greg's
a
going to
lot.
start getting
The
texts.
fact he came with that so quickly makes it think there wasn't a whole lot of heavy lifting out of Allison, though.
No, you fought for to get those.
Oh, really? That's
yeah,
a
you,
win.
you scratched and clawed to get that.
All right.
Yeah.
Greg's going to start getting all these text messages.
I'm gonna
after
sleep
this
better
airs.
tonight now.
He's going to get a lot of clients after this, and he's not even practicing.
Yeah.
I just thought my mother-in-law really didn't like me, so she kind of said, it's
No.
that's something.
You tell your mother-in-law I just had her back.
Yeah, I tell you what.
I backed her up.
That was perfect.
Yeah.
That was so
no,
good.
that's a legit plea. You want that.
Non-moving. That's the goal, people.
Like, that sounds more dangerous.
Yeah. Used to be a lot more.
Well, if you took out a biker in the bike lane, maybe. But, I mean, just open.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
now we're just getting deep. Now we're just getting complicated.
Well, let's
We
talk about
tr-
it real quick because we got to let you go because I
Yeah,
know
yeah.
we've been here forever and we don't make it a four-show marathon here with Greg Mattacola. I know you got a honey to go home to, but incoming chairman for the second time for the chamber. Just give me
Yeah,
a
we
couple
can't
of
let
thoughts
this
on
go
that.
away. Yeah.
Then we'll let
Yeah.
you slip out of here.
Get to the real meat now.
Yeah, now,
Sec-
you've done it once. Now you're coming back again. I mean, there's
Yeah,
gonna be some
very-
interesting
Yeah. I mean,
thoughts.
very different,
Yeah.
right? I mean, first time, you don't know what the heck you're doing.
No.
You don't know what you're getting
Agreed.
into. I was much younger. I was 34.
Mm-hmm.
You had Bill at the time, right? Back then, Bill was in his prime. Kind of told you, kind of took you by the hand and showed you what to do and made you feel like you were actually accomplishing something when really he was doing it all. So this time around, obviously a remarkably different feel and voyage. Bill's passed on. God bless him. Different crew, different staff, but not to be, you don't want to discount the excitement there.
Mhm.
We have a brand new executive director coming aboard. We've got young Ryan who just joined us, who's a talented young man. I'm fortunate to be able to do this with you and other people that I count as friends and important in my life. So I think it's going to be a lot of fun. It's fun. It's interesting to do it at this stage of my life versus, when you're a 33, 4-year-old, really have no idea what's going on.
It really is an interesting time. As sad as it is to lose Bill and to also respect the legacy, it does create a natural break and reset point. And to be able to be timing that, however at time it would just happen to work that way, where it's exciting to see. Okay, blank slate. What are we doing?
Right. Kind of take a look back and see what you want to do and what your priorities.
What worked, what didn't work.
Let's see what we can do to liven it up, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So don't screw it up.
I'm going to try not
no
to.
Pressure,
No
Greg.
pressure at all.
June 1st you start, correct?
Yeah, I mean, I'll figure out a way to blame it on Wes.
Yeah.
Past president. Technically he's the past president now. So
Right.
you always blame the previous.
I'll say he ran it into the ground for.
Don't do any accounting or any.
I'll say I uncovered mass amounts of financial abuse the second I came into office.
All within 3 months.
What's this vacation slush fund? Is that anything? Don't worry about that, Greg. We're fine.
Wes, how was it that you went to Eleuthera?
Eleuthera. Say it with me. Eleuthera.
Eleuthera.
Speaking of it, have you changed your signature for the Sentinel Media Company from some VP of Vacations yet?
I tried to. I don't know if it was successful, but Vice President Vacations was up there for the longest time.
It was up there.
Yeah, it was a real.
Brad,
we would have the
Brad was not impressed.
We would have the most serious conversation going on with a client or with somebody. On the bottom it says VP of Vacations. I'm like, great.
I think it's amazing.
At least we know we have a little sense of humor over here, Brad.
Oh, we don't have any fun.
No.
That was in your email signature, as I recall.
Yeah, right.
Yep. Yeah. Check them out.
No, I think
there.
the chamber year is going to be fun. It certainly is a lot of emotion.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
With all the change we've had, but again, there's a lot to be excited about.
Mm-hmm.
That's fun.
Well put.
Well, I mean, speaking of fun, this has been awesome. I really appreciate it.
I get to do another clinky.
A little clinky.
Underneath the boom.
Thanks for kicking it off. Thanks for putting up with our crap.
I don't know what we talked about other than horse racing and a little bit of running and some
Bonnies, lawyers.
Bonnies,
Yeah,
lawyers.
Bonnies is
Yeah,
good.
I guess
Bonnies
we did
was-
cover
yeah,
a
we
lot of
covered
stuff.
stuff,
Yeah.
But we really appreciate it. And
Good
I'm
luck
sure
trying to parcel that up into something.
And now
sellable.
Brad has your wife's cell phone, so thanks for coming on the show.
Frightening.
The whole thing was just
she's
the
going to write the
guys
script
for
for the
this.
next one. But
Not frightening at all.
thanks, Greg.
Next time, give me the play-by-play script, and I'll do my best Joe Buck.
I love it.
We're gonna
hold you to it. That's going to be the intro to the next one.
Yeah.
You wait for that, guys. Thanks.
All right.
All right. Sweet. Thanks, gentlemen.